bicycles are beautiful, like the stars are beautiful. And one likes to stare at the stars and wonder how they work. And we like to stare at bicycles and wonder how they work.
The original obsession is not rational. I'm just curious, why does it work? I always have to tell people bikes do stay up by themselves when they're moving, when it's the right design. You bump it, and it steers itself.
So the big question is, how does a bicycle balance itself?
The short answer? The long answer? Rowena Papadopoulos and colleagues published this new paper in Science this week. And stability is defined as
B times C times D is greater than A times D squared plus EB squared.
Or in English,
The balance of bicycles is really, in some sense, the same as the balance of walking or running.
Like if you start falling to the right, you put your foot over to the right.
same on bikes.
To be stable, if they're falling to the right, they have to steer to the right. And then that brings the wheels back under the bicycle and it balances itself.
So how do bicycles do that on their own? The conventional wisdom was that gyroscopic torque is key. And that's basically what happens when a force, like gravity, acts on a spinning object.
Gyroscopic torques are kind of squirrely. For a bicycle wheel, gravity tries to make it fall down and instead it turns to the right.
The other effect people assumed was necessary is called trail. Bikes are built so the front wheel touches the ground behind the steering axis. And because of this design,
A little side force can make the wheel turn.
these forces turn the wheel when the bike starts to fall. And they were assumed to be necessary for this self-steering. But Papadopoulos' math model predicted a bike could be stable without them.
Then we said, well, let's see if this is really right and build the thing.
That's what this is. This bike is designed so that there's no gyroscopic torque and there's no trail.
What we found out is both of them are not necessary.
The argument was wrong, the physics was wrong.
You can make a bike that will self-steer without these forces. And that's a paradigm shift for really serious bike enthusiasts.
I could talk about bicycles all decade.
I'm the one that just can't stop thinking about bikes, period.
But for the rest of us,
You know, what's the point of this work? The original bicycle is this beautiful thing which balances itself, and we found out from the math that it does. But as far as we can tell, that discovery of that design was entirely not mathematical. It was entirely based on tinkering and intuition.
but now,
Besides the aesthetic pleasure of figuring out how a bicycle works, is why I do it, is because maybe somebody can use what we've done to make a better bicycle.
or at least a different one. That's the point. It turns out there's more than one way to build a bicycle.
For Science Friday, I'm Catherine Wells.
I'm Alessia Bayak.